Hi everyone, I hope we're all doing really well. Today I'm coming at you with a brand new video, and this one is going to be all about binge eating. Now grab yourself a coffee and let's get right on into it. But before we get into it, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a video of mine again. It's actually Thanksgiving today, so happy Thanksgiving to all of my American friends. I want to first of all say that I'm not going to be saying like what is binge eating and all of that. There are so many videos out there. I'm literally just giving you guys my perspective on how I stopped eating a lot. I do want to say that I never really identified with binge eating. I was in a caloric surplus a lot of the time and I was emotionally eating, but it never got to the point where I couldn't really control myself. But I do have some insights on how you can stop eating in a caloric surplus that I think will be really beneficial for you today. First of all, when I switched my mentality from restriction dieting to lifestyle dieting, as you guys know, that really helped me a lot. Instead of saying I'm gonna be eating 1,000 calories today and that's it, that's my cap, it was more free-flowing for me. But that's because I'm the type of person that doesn't really like to follow really strict rules in terms of lifestyle. And things are up and down in life. One day you go on a holiday, or one day you have sort of a bad day at work, and it's life. You should be tailoring your diet to your lifestyle and not the other way around, by keeping in mind very healthy principles. I know when I'm eating unhealthy, I know when I'm eating healthy. I know because of my body when I'm overeating, and I know when I'm not overeating and I should be eating a little bit more or I should be eating a little bit less, but that is based off of experience. And so that's my number one advice, is to tailor your diet or your lifestyle or your way of eating into your way of life, into your personality, into your own DNA, and that all comes from trial and error. I think that that is the only way that you personally will be able to succeed in your weight loss goals, because you can follow a bunch of diets. You may start binge eating because that doesn't work for you, and you're like, oh, so this broke, so I may as well just go off the rails now. And so what I did was try a different type of techniques, like if it fits your macros. That really worked for me. That was really amazing. You'll know when you'll find one like that when you feel good and you feel happy. And yes, it might be a bit hard and it might be a little bit restrictive, but not to the point where you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. This is some advice for everything in life. When you feel like you're fighting an uphill battle, don't do it. There is a difference between discipline, hard work, and being successful, and fighting a battle that you shouldn't have even picked in the first place and having it be way too hard on you, way too hard on your body. That's just the universe telling you, or life telling you, that this ain't it, sis. This isn't for you. I was on YouTube since 2007, and while I was very inconsistent, it never felt like I was battling an uphill battle. I just knew that it was gonna take some time, and I kept smashing it out. It was fun for me, and I kept on going. In the same sense as when I did If It Fits Your Macros, or I went to the gym. Yes, it was hard, it was restricting, it was limiting, I felt uncomfortable, but I had this certain fire in me where I was like, yes, like this feels good though, you know what I mean? As opposed to going for runs, I felt so like uncomfortable, and I felt like I literally just had to force myself to do it. And so there's a difference between just feeling uncomfortable and feeling like you keep on constantly forcing yourself to do something. So find a specific meal plan, a specific diet that works for you, in the mentality of this is a lifestyle. If I screw up, if I have a whole entire chocolate bar, it is entirely fine. And that is the most important thing for me. You need to have that mentality where you're like, this is life. I just had my birthday, I just went to Europe, I gained 5 kilograms. Was it a mistake? Hell yeah, it was a freaking mistake, but I'm going to move on from it because this is a lifestyle. I'm not going to care about this in a month. I'm not even going to care about it in a week. If I today set myself a goal that I am going to be eating healthy, but know in the back of your head that you can always come back to eating the chocolate. Like, you just need to have that sort of schedule for yourself. But whatever you do, do not feel bad for eating, because that's what's always set me off. When I felt bad or guilty that I was eating something, I was like, okay, may as well just like have all of this stuff for the rest of the day. No, that's the more important part than you having that chocolate bar in the first place. The next thing that really helped me was to very slowly practice not putting dieting on a pedestal. Dieting and food is not your entire life, and while it is really important, when you focus on things that are very distracting and keep you busy and motivated and productive, it's gonna make you forget about that certain point of your life. Like, for example, if you really want a boyfriend and you put getting a boyfriend up on a pedestal, you're laser sharp, focus on that, everything else you just like ignore. I know that I definitely used to do this in terms of my career. I give myself more fear about it because I want it so badly, whereas if I just recognize that that is one part of my life and I took it down from the pedestal and realized that I need to live my life evenly, put work into that more than other things, but not completely have like laser sharp focus onto one thing. So you need to have a balanced lifestyle. Go to the gym, but then go see your friends. But you need to do those things not in a forced way. So if seeing your friends is something that makes you start thinking like, oh, when am I going to lose weight because your friend Cindy is like super skinny and it keeps reminding you of that. Don't do that. Do the things, follow the things that are literally going to either distract you or just shape you into a more fuller human being. Focus on every single part of your life, but make it fun and not forced. I used to distract myself with TV shows, and I'm not saying this is necessarily a super healthy way of doing this, but just in order for you to see some perspective in this, when you have something up on a pedestal, right, and you know that you are working towards it, but you know, if you focus too much on it, that's going to be detrimental to getting your goal, right? I would just distract myself. Like, nothing would interest me. I wouldn't want to do anything, but I just, like, when I watched a TV show that sucked me in, time went by really fast, and eventually I kind of got out of this perspective, like, I really need this thing for my life to change, and I kind of started having fun through watching TV shows. And maybe watching, like, binging TV shows is a horrible example, but if you love to hike, I'm just saying this as an example because way years and years ago, that was the only thing really that like really kind of hyped me up. But if something makes you incredibly happy, if seeing your boyfriend makes you incredibly happy and it's gonna take your mind off of, you know, losing weight, focus on that. But then very slowly, you do need to have that balanced life, and that's what I did. I took it very slowly. Because, you know, I know a lot of people aren't interested in everything, that they do take things for granted, and that's where my third tip comes in. You have to be grateful for absolutely everything that you have and for your body right now, and when you do love your body, you wouldn't want to aggressively overconsume. I remember hearing this for the first time and I was like, what does this have to do with anything? But honestly, it has everything to do with everything. Because, okay, see this coffee, for example, right? I am freaking so grateful for Australian coffee, like you have no idea. Like, if you've never been to Australia, you have never drank coffee. I'm sorry, like, on, like, every single country, I'm sorry, but we have the best coffee, and I'm gonna get dislikes for that, and that is quite controversial, but your girl has traveled. Nothing beats a campus cup of brew. So you feel grateful for this thing, right? Because you feel grateful for it, you want to nourish it. I'm really grateful because the coffee that I order, the coffee that is given to me in, you know, the place that I live, is really delicious. I know that this is like such an arbitrary like example, but just play with me a little bit here. So when you cherish it, like, you kind of treat it with respect. It just feels like a more satisfying, more wholesome experience. You wouldn't want to take it for granted. You don't throw your coffee away. It's the same thing as treating your body correctly when you respect it, when you're grateful for it, when you truly sit down and understand, like, oh my god, I have this body, like, genuinely understanding within yourself, like, I have these arms, I have these legs, I can walk, I can freaking do so many things. When you're grateful and appreciative of your body, you're not going to try to trash it, if that makes sense. And so the combination of these three things really deeply, truly helped me. I mentioned in my How to Lose 20 Kilograms in 2020 video that when I was at the office, it was so busy that from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I'd eat like mindfully, but then like I would forget about it. Like, I'd be mindless to food. I wouldn't be like, oh, when's my next meal? Because I was so busy, I was so enthralled with what I do, I was so distracted, I guess, in a sense, or I was so passionate and excited about what I'm doing at the office that I wasn't even like, oh, when's my next meal? So that's what I mean by, like, you have to find something that distracts you or makes you happy and just apply it for every single aspect of your life and take it off the pedestal. It was a lot more easier for me because I have struggled with being like, oh, like, When is it gonna be like dinner time? When is it gonna be snack time? When you're in that sort of mentality and like thinking about food a lot, that's something to practice too, because we tend to fall to food obviously for emotional comfort, and you know, or even like just the simple fact that food tastes freaking delicious. And this is so hard and so difficult, but when you very slowly, step by step, understand like food is meant to be enjoyed, but it's not meant to be circulating my entire life. Like I have other things to focus on and have fun about, and I still have this to this day. I'm like, oh my god, I'm so excited for lunch, like I'm so excited for dinner. Like that's so normal, that's a human experience. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be excited for food, but when it's like constant and you're like, oh my god, when is it gonna be 5 p.m. already? Like dinner, can't wait, can't wait, can't wait. You need to be in the present moment, enjoying your life right now. I hope that that made some sense, and I hope that you got some value out of that. I'm gonna go, but I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to give it a like and a subscribe and hit that bell notification so you never miss a video of mine again. I hope you have a great day, guys. Bye!